Let's revise what we have learnt in earlier classes in geometry. Line segment. What is a line segment? Now you know about the points. Suppose I take one point, starting point, and another point here, and I am joining these 2 points with the help of a scale. So I join these 2 points with the help of a scale. So straight line it is, and starting point, ending point, and I name it as point A, point B, and these 2 points are joined by a line, straight line, and it is limited, and I can measure this size of the line, the length of the line. And this is measured in centimeter. You can see in your scale centimeter. So this side I can measure also how much it is, like starting point from 0 I have to keep, and it goes up to 8 or 7.9. Okay, so this 2 points A and B forming a line, the straight path from A to B is called the line segment AB, and its measure is 7.9 centimeter, since I have measured as it is from the scale. 7.9 centimeter beginning from 0 up to 7.9 centimeter the line segments measure. So this is called a line segment. So that means a line segment means the points A and B are the end points of this line, and it is denoted by the symbol AB, line segment AB. So this is called line segment, L-I-N-E, line segment. Line segment is a part of a line, and it is measured and it is limited, and we can measure the length of the line segment AB, and it is the shortest path. So, and it is denoted with the symbol line segment AB. How to read this? Line segment AB. So this is how you have to write line segment, and remember this is the shortest path between 2 points. What is a line segment? The shortest path between 2 points is called the line segment, and it is measured. It can be measured. It's a definite length. We can measure the length. Now next will be line. What is line? Suppose I'm not taking any points. I just take a scale and draw a straight line. And if I use arrow mark on both the sides, so that means it is indefinite, infinity. So this end extends and moves endlessly, and this end also extends endlessly. So both the ends are not coming to a point, but they are extended endlessly. So this is called a line. In this case, this is called a line, and line has many points. On this we can mark any points. So I can also name it as AB again, but I'm not marking a point, fixed point here. This is just a line AB. So how to write the symbol of line AB? Line AB should be written as, we can also change the letters like PQ, RS, anything. So AB, line AB. So this is how you have to make the symbol for line segment is this way. Line segment is with both arrow marks and both the ends, because it is infinite. They extend in both directions infinitely, and they don't have any end points. Remember, line does not have any end point. It keeps extending both the sides with the arrow mark. That's why the arrow marks are shown. Arrow mark shows that there is no end. There is no arrow mark in the line segment because the points are shown, so it is fixed. It is fixed length, but it is not fixed in the line. Line is endlessly moving in both the directions. Okay, so line is represented by this arrow mark, and also line can also be denoted by small letters L or M or N. I can also say this line is L, naming the line as L, line M, line N, or something like that. Or I can use both the sides with capital letters saying AB is a line, like this. When you write with capital letters, you have to make the symbol. Otherwise, you can Simply we can say line L, line M, naming in one single small letters. So this will be learnt in the higher classes. So now you just remember how to write a line with the symbols both the sides arrow mark. All right. Now next comes ray. What do you mean by ray? Suppose I am taking one end point or initial point, starting point, and I use my scale to draw one straight line starting from this point. I said I am starting from this point, and here I am not stopping, but I want to make an arrow mark. That means it is extending in one direction, starting from one point and extending infinitely in one direction. So this is called a ray. A ray. A ray is a straight path having one end point and extending endlessly in one direction only. Okay. So the end point of a ray is called the initial point. I can also name it as maybe P. I can use now different letter P, capital P. And this side may be going in this direction Q. Now how do I write the ray PQ? PQ can be written like this with ray symbol. Starting P, so from P towards Q it is going. So arrow mark is this way. So this is how we have to show symbol of ray. Ray one side only. Okay, so one side it is this initial point. But for the line, both the sides arrow mark. For the line segment, no arrow mark at all because it's fixed length, definite length. There is no definite length. It cannot be measured. Line cannot be measured. And ray also cannot be measured. Why? Because one side it is extended infinitely. So only line segments can be measured. But line and ray cannot be measured. Remember these 2 points. And ray is also written as PQ with the symbol. And it has only one end point. The initial point, we can say this is initial point, endlessly moving on the other side. Okay. And ray can be like from one small point, we can draw many rays, this way, this way, this way. So many rays can be endlessly. In from one point, we can make infinite number of rays. For example, many examples we have discussed in the class like an arrow, bow and arrow, and torchlight. From the torchlight we are getting the rays. From a sun is a fixed point. From sun we are getting the sun rays. So they are all examples of rays. Okay. Let's learn about angles. What are angles? And you know about rays. Using the rays, we are going to learn the angles. Suppose I am taking a fixed point O. I am naming it as O. Now let me draw one ray. Using the scale you have to draw, right? So O, I am naming it as OA. OA is one ray. And I am going to draw another ray starting from O. Maybe like this. So I am naming it as B, capital letter B. Now OA and OB are the rays starting from the point O, or I can say OA and OB meet at one common endpoint O. So these two rays, ray OA and ray OB, how I'm reading, I cannot say AO, that is wrong way. OA because always starting point and towards that endless. So that is called ray. How to read a ray? Always from the point wise. Okay, the initial point side you have to start reading and writing also. So OA, if you write AO and BO, that is wrong way of writing a ray. OA, OB are the two rays and they are also called arms. Arms, these two rays are starting from one point and they are meeting, they are having a common endpoint, so and they form an angle. Between the two rays, an angle is formed. This is called an angle. That means the two arms, OA and OB are the two rays also called arms, ARMS. OA and OB are arms of the angles. We can also say these as rays or arms of the angle. Two names, any one we can say, ray OA, ray OB, and the perfect name is called arms. Now in this angles chapter we have to use the word arms. Okay, hereafter we'll say OA and OB are the two arms. The two arms will make an angle when they meet at, they start from the common end point, initial point, starting point. So between these two arms we get an angle. How this angle is measured? So measuring angle you are going to learn in the higher class. So from my geometry box, I'm taking the instrument. This is the instrument which we use to measure the angle, that is called protractor. So protractor is used to measure the, you can see 0, 10 degree, 20 degree. It is measured in degrees. We say DEGREES. Angles are measured in degrees, 10 degree, 20 degree, 30 degree, like that. But you don't bother about this. You will learn in the higher class. Just for your knowledge, you remember this is an instrument used to measure an angle. This is called the protractor, which is kept in the geometry box. Now, between the two arms, angles are formed. And how do we read the angle? That is most important. How to read this angle? Name of this angle from this picture. How to read angle? Symbol is, this is the symbol of the angle. Okay, we have to write angle AOB. Starting from here, AOB. When you read about an angle, but for reading ray or arms, we have to read OA. But for reading the angle, you have 3 vertices and in between the angle. Okay, so the middle one is always an angle that should be in the center only. Or I can also read this angle as BOA. Angle BOA. Either angle AOB or angle BOA. This is a way of reading an angle, finding an angle. How to read an angle? Suppose another angle I am drawing. This is the end point, common point, and I am taking 2 rays, and here I am marking as M, and this is N, P, anything. Okay, so how do we, where is the angle formed? Between the two arms MN, MP. Between the two arms, the angle is formed here. Now, how do I read this angle? I have to read either angle PMN, or I can also read angle, symbol angle NMP, NMP. That means you can notice that M is always in the center, should be in the center. M should be in the center because it is the angle point. Okay, so the same way O should be in the middle. O should be in the center. And it will not change the place. Only the arms, either you read this way or this way. This way or this way. You will read an angle. So angle PMN or angle NMP. Here angle AOB or angle BOA. So this is how we have to read an angle, form an angle, find an angle. Suppose the two arms, I already told you, the two arms only make an angle. There is a figure in your exercise in your reader, you can see, and there are 2 more arms inside. So this is the starting point. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 arms are there. Your question is, how many angles are formed in each of this figure? Okay, so in this figure, I can name the angles. I told you angle is subtended between 2 arms. First, we'll take these 2 arms. So this is one angle. I'm counting. Now, between these 2 arms, I can take another angle. If I draw here, it will be confusing. So I'm showing in different place. Okay. Between these 2 arms, I'm making another angle. Now, between these 2 arms, I'm taking another angle. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3 plus. Now, between this arm and this arm I can make one angle, correct? Now between this arm and the third arm I can make another angle. Yes, it's like patterns I can make, okay? So now between full angle, the first arm and the last arm I can make the complete angle. This is also one angle. Forget about these two rays, and first and the last arm you will make one full angle. So how many angles? Is there any other possibility? Single angles we have seen, and this is together and this is together one form, and completely this together we have seen another form, right? Now totally how many angles are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 angles. So from this figure, what are the possibilities? We can form or find 6 angles. 6 angles are possible in this figure. Suppose there is another sum in your exercise. Look at the ray, right? This is line, but this is a ray from this part. One end, common end point, and the ray goes here. This is one ray, this is one ray, this is one ray. Okay, how many angles we can form from this figure? We can just see between these two arms I can make one angle. Between these two arms I can form another angle. Between these two arms I can make another angle. Between these two arms another angle. I'm showing in different places, right? Now between this arm and this arm, right? So I am taking like this, okay? So from this arm to this arm I can make one angle. Angle is formed, okay? From this arm to this arm another angle is formed. So how many are there in total? And also I can take from this arm to this arm, right? From this arm till this arm I can make another angle. So totally there are 8 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and one complete circle. 8. There are 8 angles formed from this picture. Is it okay? Now you can slowly find between the two arms, between one arm and the third arm, between one arm and the fourth arm. Keep rotating like this and you can count and find the maximum number of angles formed in this picture. Suppose I take the last picture and okay, there are only 3 arms. How many angles can be formed? Between these two arms, one angle is formed. Between these two arms, another angle is formed. Now from this arm to that arm, connecting these two, I'll get one more angle. So therefore, there are totally 3 angles. From this picture, we can form 3 angles only. So hope this is clear for you. And another thing you should remember, suppose there is one angle formation with this point. What is this point called? I'm naming it as O, and this is P, and this is Q. This O is called, point O is called vertex. Please remember vertex. Vertex means this common end point of meeting of these two arms at one point, it is ending, meeting together. That point is called vertex. Any line segments meeting at one point, that is called vertex. Okay, the corner of the point or end, you can say. So that is called the two arms meeting together. Okay, the two lines meeting together. So that point is called point. That is called vertex. Now OP is a ray or arm. OQ is a ray or arm. So remember, there are 2 arms and 1 vertex. What are the 2 arms? OQ, OP. What is the vertex? Vertex O. Any name, whatever it is given for this point, that is called vertex. And these 2 are arms. We can say also rays. Rays are called arms. So how to read this angle? So angle is formed between these 2. So how to read angle? QOP or angle POQ. POQ. So this is how we can read an angle between the 2 arms. Is that clear now?